All right. Yes, we're live. We're back. We're back. All right, man. So this time we're going to go and we're going to talk about some NBA draft right now. It's coming up, and I think everybody knows who's going to be the number one pick. Victor Wembanyama. He's going to be number one. Number two, it's going to be between Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller. Uh, yeah, that's the toughest thing is when you get to these three spots, it's like, all right, do I want to take Wemby? Do I want to take Scoot? Or do I want to take Brandon Miller? And honestly, everyone's going to say if you don't take Wemby, then you're probably going to be a loser because the value of your team goes up about 500 million when you get Victor Wembanyama. And honestly, like he's really a generational talent. And the crazy thing is he's going to the Spurs. So if you look at the Spurs, they kind of built their whole thing off of international guys. Like Tim Duncan's not from the United States. I think he's from the Virgin Islands. Tony Parker is from France. Manu Ginobili, I think he went undrafted. He's from Argentina. So for them to get this Wembanyama from France I don't know. Is it tampering? Is it something? Uh, it's kind of crazy. And then the next two, you got a situation where if you get rid of Scoot Henderson, that pick, he might turn into Jason Kidd or something really special. So I just wanted to go into some of the stuff that they've been saying about both these guys. So let's see. Pro comparisons for Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, and other top prospects. Now, Scoot, I've been watching Scoot since he was playing against Isaiah Collier a long time ago, and he was that guy. Like it was J.D. Davison, Scoot Henderson, Isaiah Collier. Everybody was focusing on J.D. J.D. did really well, but Scoot ended up going to the G League, being so young, going to the G League, and just turning into one of the best prospects we've ever seen come out of the G League. So Wembanyama, this is from CBS. They're talking about Wembanyama is a Kristaps Porzingis, Rudy Gobert, and Kevin. What the heck? He's a hybrid between all three of those players. Let's stop. Let's stop that. Okay. He is talented like Porzingis, and he tries to play like Kevin Durant. That's what I say. I don't want to put Rudy Gobert in there at all. At all. Brandon Miller's, Jabari Smith. I understand that comparison. A lot of these guys are coming from the South. That's why I try to make sure to tap into Atlanta, South Carolina, the South, because they got some dogs. I'm telling you, they got some dogs down there. It's just going to get better and better. The newest guy that I'm trying to focus on is Peyton Marshall, CJ, Caleb Holt, Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey is looking really good, but that's for a whole nother conversation. That's about guys that are still in high school right now. What do you guys think? You guys think that Wembanyama is going number one for sure? Like, is that what's going on? Is that what everybody wants to see? Personally, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him go number one because I think that would just cause chaos. And on it, let's be honest. The only way NBA is competing with NFL is if they have some kind of chaos. So if you take Scoot or Brandon number one, I think that shakes things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So does an NBA team, NBA GM have the guts owner to do that? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Personally, I would, but I'm not an NBA GM or owner. So that's here nor there. His pro comp is Kristaps Porzingis' size, Rudy Gobert's shot blocking, Kevin Durant's wiggle. Who wrote this? Let me see who wrote this. Kyle Boone. Kyle, you wrote his wiggle? Okay. Kevin Durant's wiggle. Got you. Scoot Henderson. This is coming from CBS. They gave him the authority to write this. Kyle probably does a great job. I'm sure he's probably one of the best writers they have. Colin Sexton. This is Scoot Henderson. comp is Colin Sexton's competitiveness and Russell Westbrook's athleticism. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's got Colin Sexton's competitiveness. Now they're both dogs. You know what I'm saying? They're both like that. But Scoot, he's more quiet throughout the game, and then he'll let you know, boom, out of nowhere when the game is within reach, he's going to go for it. He's going to grab it. Colin is going to talk the whole game, the whole time, first quarter all the way up. It's going to be annoying. Ask Jalen Hands. It's annoying. Even in a warm up practice, he's trying to fight you. Russell Westbrook's athleticism. Scoot is, to me, I think Scoot is more like a Kawhi Leonard athleticism kind of guy, but Russell Westbrook, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I will read more of these comparisons of who they are. You know what I'm saying? And then Brandon Miller. We don't have any other comp other than Jabari Smith. Brandon Miller. 6'9" combo wing, creates their own offense, shoots nearly 40%. Is the number one option as a teenage freshman for an Alabama team that was top 10 in the country. Yeah. I could go into the other guys, but I mean, you guys don't want to hear about the other guys. You guys already know. You guys can look them up. Thompson twins, Cam Whitmore, Walker, Anthony Black, Keontae George, so on and so on, Grady Dick. But let's go to another side. Let's see what my boy Aaron Smith is saying at NBADraft.net. Okay. NBA comparison. Now he's throwing it way back. And he's saying Victor Wembanyama is Ralph Sampson. Like, I don't know if you guys know, I wasn't even around that time when Ralph Sampson was playing, but I met Ralph a few times. It's pretty spot on. That's a good one. A generation. This is about Victor Wembanyama. If you can't say his name, just pronunciate it. Victor Wembanyama. It's easy. Wembanyama. So a generational talent. The sky is the limit, and the reality has rare potential for a center in today's NBA. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph, but it is a long paragraph. I'll just go real fast. He said he runs the floor like a deer, has long strides and covers a lot of ground, and finishes plays with solid body control. He's bulked up the last couple of years. His body shows that he can add muscle easily without losing mobility and agility. Good basketball IQ. No one ever has bad basketball IQ. Just letting you guys know. No one ever has bad basketball IQ. Versatile player, can be used in either front court positions, makes at least a few wild plays on both ends of the floor in every game. Let's go to the weaknesses. Okay, we all know that he's 7'2", guys. He might be 7'4". We don't know. Weaknesses, he's bulked up considerably, but still needs to add some more muscle to his frame. Now, isn't this something we heard last year with Chet Holmgren? It's about the same thing, right? Okay. On the other hand, bulking up too much could add strain to his lower extremities, and a case could be made that his long-term basketball health will benefit from staying fairly lean, a la KD. If KD gained weight, I don't think he's going to be KD. He might be out the league. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it again. Now, the health is inability. Now, we've seen it time after time after time that if guys don't stay healthy, they're not going to – I mean, NBA fans, we're not going to watch it. We can't – we're going to label them a bust. That's what we're going to say. If a player doesn't stay healthy – Brandon Roy, Grant Hill, so on and so on. We always think, dang, what he could have been. So it really is an ability. So his huge body considering past players with his size and health of a large big man will always be a concern and curtails his ceiling to an extent. He already has had 3 minor injuries that resulted in him missing playing time and sitting out a number of weeks. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know he had 3 injuries. So let's see. a fracture in his fibula, a fracture in one of his fingers, and a shoulder contusion. Now, those don't really sound too bad, but the fibula one sounds a little bad because, as we've known, the bigger the body, the harder it's going to take for it to heal. Just look at Mo Bamba. The Mo Bamba was out with the ankle sprain with LeBron, and then he never even came back for the playoffs. One of the reasons why they lost because they didn't have anyone to throw at Jokic. So having that longer leg, that longer fibula, everything is going to be a little bit longer for you to, heal. Let's see. As impressive as his long-term ceiling is, the center position has been downgraded with just a small handful of impactful ones in today's NBA. AD, Jokic, Embiid, and Gobert. So let's look at it right now. If we have Wembanyama versus AD, who are you taking? I think I'm going to take AD. He's healthy. Jokic, Wembanyama. I'll take Jokic. Now, Embiid, of course, I'm going to take Embiid. He's MVP. Now, when we get to Gobert, I'll take Wemby over Gobert. Like, I mean, who doesn't? I mean, even at this age of where he's at, I'm going to take Wemby over Gobert. Just because I know that he's going to give me offense, going to give me shooting, and he's going to give me defense. And he's like 7'4". So, I mean, that's not – all right. So there's so much more. You guys can go to the link, NBADraft.net, and go check this out. Aaron does a really good job of crossing all of his I's and crossing his T's and dotting his I's. There we go. He does a really good job of that. He has a really good group. Now let's get into Scoot. I will get into Brandon Miller, but right now he has Brandon Miller going to Charlotte. So, and then he has Scoot going to Portland, but that could be all different because the whole Damian Lillard situation. And that's something that I might get into later too. So, Brandon Miller, bam. Let's see. NBA comparison, Paul George. See, now I like that more. Brandon's just got to get a better handle, but I really do like that comparison to Paul George. That's a good one. An extremely talented 6'9", small forward, power forward with a lanky frame and a very good length and athleticism. He can shoot over many wings due to his size and can operate with the mid-range and occasionally in the post as well. He's a sniper from distance with a quick release and range well past the NBA three-point line, whether spotting up through screens or pulling off the dribble. His size on the perimeter makes him effective at sticking contested shots. Has times when he can really get hot and take over games. As of now, Miller has made 5 or more threes in a game 5 times this season. He handles the ball adequately. See, it's not too good, it's adequate, which is fine. I mean, he's about to be the number 2, number 3 pick in the draft. So, I mean, it's fine. Makes good use of combo dribbles to free himself in the mid-range. Excellent transition player, runs the floor well, and is an above-the-rim finisher in the open court. Yada, yada, yada. Not afraid to what I like is that in the tournament, from what I was seeing, he wasn't afraid of anything. He wasn't afraid of the moment. He wasn't afraid of those off-the-court issues when he had to hit the court. None of that was affecting Brandon, and I really like that because that's something that a lot of NBA players, it's really hard. Just anybody is really hard to deal with. If you're dealing with a parking ticket, if you're dealing with your rent is late, if you're dealing with an overdraft, if you're dealing with no gas in my car, no food or something like that, but you still have to perform your duty, how are you going to play? How are you going to affect your job? Are you going to be good with coworkers? Are you going to be that jerk at the break room? Are you going to be that guy in the locker room that's like, oh man, everyone talking about him? Like, man, well, what? So you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to just go in there, do your job, and get the dub. And Brandon shows that every time he's on the court. So a lot of his pros right there, let's look at some of his weaknesses. I don't think he has too many weaknesses, but he has solid athleticism, but he lacks great burst and explosiveness, which is something that I see out of the new kid, Ace Bailey. So Ace Bailey could come in here and be like this because he's got great burst and explosiveness. But Brandon, his explosiveness, he's more what can I say? He's more of a back to the basket, um, old school kind of type basketball player. I like that. So he's gonna get the bucket no matter what. So he sometimes has a hard time separating off the dribble. I understand that. That's not what he was asked to do. Doesn't get to the rim that much in a half court offense. I mean, hey, got to work on that. Nothing more than decent as a leaper, and Miller doesn't convert amongst the trees at a great rate. So, what that's trying to say is when he's going against players that are taller than him or bigger than him, he kind of struggles a little bit. So, that happens to anybody in the league, honestly. At times, falls in love with the jump shot, can stand to improve on picking his shots. Um, at the end, he will be 21 years old as a rookie, and it's older than your typical one and done prospect, which is something that I don't really care about. That's like not here. That's fine. You know, Damian Lillard, I think when he got to the league, I think he spent like 3 years. I don't know how long he spent at Weber State, but he came in rookie of the year. So that's not really going to hurt him. So, oh, okay. What's up? Hi. Looking at some of this stuff here. I got a high and a heart. Okay. Let's go Scoot Henderson here. Scoot Henderson's Scoot Henderson's comparison is a little crazy because his NBA comparison is Derrick Rose, John Morant. So let's see this right here. What is he? Did he measure at 6'2"? I think he did, huh? Okay. Henderson's 6'2", 190 guard with outstanding length and a strong build. And he's only 19 years old, guys. He's only 19 years old. Hold on, let me get some Starbucks real quick. I had my Starbucks earlier and then I froze it, and yeah, it's bomb. He also possesses standout athleticism as he has top-notch speed, agility, body control, and explosive leaping ability off one or both feet. It's very true. He's a very tricky player to stay in front of due to his slithery footwork, great first step, and outstanding ball handling skills that he displays. Never seemed to run from the idea of being a main face on his teams after elevating to the G League early out of high school, which is encouraging as someone who will potentially be seen as a franchise-changing player in the pros. His weaknesses: his three-point shot needs improvement. Shoots about 27% from field goal from three. Added range and consistency would make him an even more dangerous matchup problem offensively. I agree with that. Will inevitably be dared to shoot deep shots and has to prove that he has to be guarded in the screen game to keep defenses honest. And that was one of the things that I saw when he was playing. I forgot what team they were playing against, but we posted it on the channel. You can go back and see that it's with Sharif. Sharif's on the team. And his shooting was okay, but like I said, it was about 27%. That looked about right. So him getting to the basket is going to be his biggest draw for an NBA team. And I think that he's going to be really good. So don't sleep on Scoot Henderson, guys. Do not sleep on Scoot Henderson. He's been heralded. Scoot Henderson has been a heralded name in the amateur circuit as early as winter of 2019. So this is like around COVID. He was lighting up the scoreboard at Kell High School in the Atlanta area as a sophomore. And he was going against Isaiah Collier, and they were rivals, and it was really intense. Like, those games were really good to watch. I think I have one up here. You guys, I might have to throw it back because he's just coming out right now. So I like to put a lot of the NBA picks that are coming out right now. I like to put up there like the old high school stuff, so you guys could get a feel of what they were like when they were the main attraction on their team. Because sometimes they get to college, and when you get to college, you're not really running your type of team. You're running your coach's type of team. And if you don't run your coach's type of team, then you're not going to play. sometimes coaches they bend the knee in a little bit and they'll let you have a little leeway of what you can do, but for the most part, you're not. You're not. Which is great. Which is great that he went to the G League because G League. I know the guys that were on his team, and they're really good, solid men. Like Pooh Jeter, Jason Hart, even Sharif. Like they're really good, solid men that are really just trying to teach you the right way to do the right thing. And that's what I think Scoot is getting a lot of. He's getting a lot of knowledge from older heads that see the potential in him. And when you see the potential in someone that could be great, I mean, look at the comparison: Derrick Rose and John Morant. If you have the right guidance around those two kind of guys, maybe Derrick doesn't get hurt. Maybe Ja doesn't get suspended. So to have a new guy like Scoot Henderson be mentored by guys in the G League like Jason, like Pooh. Shout out to Pooh, he just retired. But the knowledge of the game that these men have, and it's more than just basketball. I mean, basketball is basketball. Like let's get it correct. It's not hard to play the game of basketball, nor is it hard to play any games. But there's no guide on it. There's no guide on this is how you become Kobe Bryant. This is how you become LeBron. This is how you become, Michael Jordan. You just go out there and you do your thing. But at the same time, everything is happening right now. The draft is in what, 1 day, 2 days? Like it's 2 days, 1 hour, and 7 minutes. Thank you for having this ticker right here. 2 days, 1 hour, and 7 minutes. Nobody knows these guys. They know Wembanyama because everyone's talked about him. But in 2 days, 1 hour, and 6 minutes, most of the country is going to know Scoot Henderson. They're going to know who that kid is from the South that everybody was going to the games, but they were like, where'd he go? He went to the G League because he worked on his craft. He worked on his brain. He worked on being a good person. So I really like Scoot Henderson as my pick. I know I would get like really, really like thrown under the table if I would pick Scoot Henderson at number 1, but I don't think you're going to be able to go wrong with Scoot Henderson, dude. Like honestly, I don't think so. So tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think? Would you roll with Scoot or would you roll with Wemby? I'm gonna respond here real quick. Thank you. Scoot is my pick. Yes. All right. So we've got that out of the way. It's about 22 minutes. I talked about the draft. Now let's talk about some other stuff. All right. Let's talk about some other stuff that's been going on. Is it true? Somebody please help me. Is it true that Bradley Beal's agent is related to the CEO of the Phoenix Suns? Somebody help me out there. Help me out with this. NBA. Anybody know? Because if that's not tampering, I don't know what is. That is crazy. I just want to look at some of the moves that the Phoenix Suns have made. Now, are we all in agreement that if Bradley Beal goes to the Phoenix Suns and plays with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, they're winning the championship? Last time it happened in July. Now we're finding out they're going to win the championship in June. Like, come on, man. I mean, they still got to be healthy and everything, but there's no way that can happen, right? Unless is it happening? I don't want it to happen. He is? That's his dad? Dude. What? Dad. Guess where my favorite player wants my number 1 player who has a no trade clause, guess where he wants to go? Where, son? To your team. So if KD wins this championship with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and who we're gonna put, is Chris Paul gonna stay for a minimum? So does that championship count? I need to know. Does that championship count? Because you got those other ones in Golden State. I don't know if people think those are real. It's just like a bubble championship. I don't think the people think those are real, right? Now I'm gonna get the Warrior fans say, "Yo, man, F you, man. No, that was a real championship." Dude, LeBron had Dellavedova. Come on, man. Let me see. Stephen A. Smith calls out Chris Paul for playing victim after Bradley. Oh, no. Leave Chris alone. Leave Chris alone. Chris is doing his thing, man. He knows what he's about. Let me see. Bradley Beal agent. Mark Bartelstein. Okay. So working on some stuff for Jordan Hawkins and who's the other guy that I'm helping out? Hood. Shafino. Okay. Cool. So Mark Bartelstein. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Here it is. Bradley Beal's agent is the father of the Phoenix Suns CEO. Whoa. So they wouldn't let they wouldn't let Kobe get Chris Paul, but they're gonna let Bradley Beal. They're gonna get KD, huh? They're gonna let KD get Bradley Beal, huh? Wow, that's cool. So Bradley Beal is represented by Mark Bartelstein of Priority Sports, and after new owner Matt Ishbia took over, the man he appointed as CEO for the Phoenix Suns in April 2023 is Josh Bartelstein, the son of Beal's agent. Can this happen? Can the deal hasn't gone through, right? They haven't made this go through, right? I'm gonna need America to go and call this out because that's just oh wow, that's just. But is Bradley Beal that good? Honestly, like, do we think Bradley Beal is like a superstar, or is he just a good guy? I mean, I like how good he is, but I mean, can you really gauge how good a person is by playing in Washington? I mean, Kyle Kuzma is good. He won a championship with the Lakers because he listened to everything LeBron told him what to do. But Bradley Beal, is Bradley Beal like a supermax type of player? Would you take Bradley Beal over Jaylen Brown? Or do you need Bradley Beal to play with Jaylen Brown and Tatum? You know, this is where it gets a little confusing to me because Devin Booker, he's a superstar. Devin Booker is a superstar. So who's going to pick? So Bradley Beal's going to have to be Ray Allen. Is that what we're looking at right now? Yeah, I've been waiting for the Wizards to get rid of Beal. I've been waiting to see where they're going to send him. I've been waiting to see where. Remember, every Lakers fan, whenever any offseason, we're getting them. We're getting Bradley Beal. We're getting Anthony Davis. We're getting Boogie Cousins. We're getting everybody. I love how we're getting everybody. But, man, all right. So I don't know if that should even happen. I don't think that should happen. Let's go into Damian Lillard situation. Now, Lillard, I love Lillard. He's one of my favorite players ever. I don't want to see him in Portland anymore. I don't. I'm tired of it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't like saying at the end of the day no more. People say it too much. When it's all said and done, I think Lillard should try to get himself to Boston or to New York. Because if New York, one of those teams, let's backtrack. If Donovan Mitchell goes to the Knicks, I think the Knicks might be in the finals. They're losing to Denver, but I think they might be in the finals. I'm just thinking. So if you put Damian Lillard on the Knicks, that could be absolutely crazy. All right. Breaking news right now. Just happened. 2:39. Brian Windhorst believes Trailblazers will keep the third pick in the 2023 draft, even though Lillard has already explained he's not down with the youth movement. He doesn't want to rebuild with the youth movement. And it's understandably so. I don't want to do that either because the NBA has proven that you do not win with young players. You do not win with rookies. The NFL, you could go into the Super Bowl with a rookie running back. That doesn't matter. But there's 11 spots. When it's 5 spots, it's a little harder. Way tougher. So, in advance of the 2023 NBA draft on Thursday, ESPN's Brian Windhorst has an update on the latest plans for the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, let's see. Portland holds the 3rd pick, but has been rumored to be interested in trading for veteran stars. They need to stop with the trading. Stop the trading. You guys don't get nobody. Y'all got the wrong big man from Denver. You guys got Nurkic. You should have got Jokic. I don't know what you guys got the wrong guy. So, speaking on ESPN, Windhorst relayed that teams that have been negotiating with the Blazers in recent days now believe that Portland intends to keep the pick rather than move it on draft day. Wow. 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 So he's staying. He might just stay his whole career in Portland because I understand where you do something, you want to finish it. You know, like when you're playing varsity sports in high school and everybody starts dropping out and you're like, I don't want to stop. I'm going to keep going. I don't care about y'all. So I understand like finishing something you start. But I mean, Portland? Come on, man. Get it done. Get something going on. So Windhorst also offers that plans can change in the 48 hours prior to the draft. Okay. Portland has other options to obtain veterans besides the 3rd pick. To that caveat, I'd add that acceptable trades being rare in mid-June doesn't mean that they'll be absent in late July at the start of the season. That could work for the new Blazers, blah, 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 blah. What? It says nothing. This says absolutely nothing of what I'm trying to figure out. So where do you guys think that Damian Lillard should go? So should Lillard go to the East? Because the East is looking pretty bad right now. It's not looking good right now. It's looking like well, we got Giannis. Milwaukee should have been in the finals this year. Injuries, everything that happened to them, they should have been in the finals. Then we got Miami. Miami's going to be up there. Then we're all over the place after that. Then we got Cleveland. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, we got Boston. But I mean, how good is Boston going to be after they give all that money to Jalen and Tatum? Will they have a bench? Will they have enough? Yeah, so it's just a whole lot of stuff on the East Coast, and I think Lillard should go there. So enough with that. Let's talk about the Lakers. LA fans want to talk about the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell. Do you want to keep D'Angelo Russell as a Lakers fan, or do you want Chris Paul? Or do you want Dennis Schroeder? So there's arguments that you could say that, hey, Big, what's up, Big? So there's arguments that you could say Chris Paul is worse than D'Angelo Russell. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the shooting percentage goes, the games played and everything, you have an argument. You know, the age and everything, you have an argument about it. But you know what happened in the playoffs, man? People aren't going to – Laker fans don't forget about that. Laker fans are not going to forget about what happened with that playoff meltdown because he was looking good against Golden State. Lakers are like, oh, we're going to the finals. We're going to the finals. And then it just got swept, dude. Just nothing else you can say about it. The Lakers just got swept. It was done. It was zip. It was zilch. They were in every game, but nah, if you don't have a good point guard to get you through at any level, it's going to be an almost near impossible climb. So with the Chris Paul situation, I'm down for Chris. I'm down to have Chris on the Lakers. I would love to see that. I would love to see him going to every every single player on the team, figuring out what are you guys here for? What do you want? LeBron's going to have his back. AD, he's going to get the most out of AD. Can you imagine Austin Reeves and Chris Paul? Stop. If Chris Paul could get, yes, I'm gonna talk about some high school basketball news. So if you could get Chris with Austin, I think that's just going to elevate his game. It's going to look a little bit more like Stojakovic when he was with New Orleans, like that. So then you would have a starting five: Chris, Reeves, LeBron, Rui Hachimura, and then you would have AD. I mean, that's solid. I think that's a solid. That's fine. I like that. Let's get into some high school basketball news right now. Okay, so we have this event going on this weekend. It's called Section 7, and it's got like 100 or maybe like 200 teams playing all at State Farm Field down in Arizona. It's gonna be crazy. So I'll just go on their Twitter real quick to see what it is. Section 7. Yeah, June 15th through the 17th, then June 23rd to 25th. So let's see how many teams are actually in this thing, because it's a whole lot. They just had Boys California Live down here in Orange County, and a lot of the teams that are in that are going to be playing in the Section 7. So why is 6.2 billion trending for? Wow, you guys ever go to Twitter and just look at this trending stuff, because it's like kind of crazy. It kind of keeps you in the know about like what's going on. But let's look at this. Wow, Pusha T, Tesla trending. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. Have they found those people down at the Titanic shipwreck? That was crazy. I can't believe that. I hope they find them. I seen something about they only have like 40 hours of air. Whew. Scary. All right, Section 7, schedule right here. Whoo! Fire. Wow. Let's see. 90. Can you see that? 96. It's the other way around, I know. But 96 boys teams. Let's see what teams we got here. Whew, wow. They're from all over. Let's just go back to the teams. Okay, so this is not what I was looking for. Wait, I don't know. It might be it. Sometimes you go to the link and it's not who you think it is. 7 floor BHHS. But anyway, if you guys got a chance to go to the channel, you guys could see the past game of Campbell Hall. Campbell Hall played pretty good team. They put up a lot of points in that game. So let me see how many points they scored in that game. And Bryce didn't play. It was his birthday. I don't know if he's registered to play. So Campbell Hall won 88-66. And Tanner Jones and Aaron Powell had a crazy game. So those are two guys that you're going to hear a lot about this upcoming year as we cover those games. But Tanner Jones is the son of DeHonte Jones, and Aaron Powell, no relation to Norman Powell, is one of the best guards in California. So you're going to see a lot of those two guys. I think they went 3-1 in their bracket. And after that, we had, I'm just going off of the bracket that we saw. I got a lot of Corona Centennial footage that I got to get to. Corona Centennial, they got one guy, I believe is Eric Freeney. He's coming back. But the other guy they have, Carter Bryant, is absolutely 100% going to the NBA. Like, like there is no doubt about that. He's going league. Um, yeah. So this was called the Boys California Live basketball event. I believe it's just Boys California Live basketball event. Um, the toughest division was the Advocates for Athletes division. That had Corona Centennial. Linwood was in it. Carlsbad, but championship came down to Corona Centennial and Damian. I don't want to talk about those highlights yet because I want you guys to watch those. Damian beat St. Joseph's, who has a really good player in Tunde on their team. But Corona Centennial won 66-47. So Carter Bryant he's taken Jared McCain and Aaron McBride's spot, and he's just like 2-1. I mean, I think he's like 6'8" and can play with anybody. Sierra Canyon and Mater Dei did not compete in this event. I don't know if they didn't have guys or they just didn't want to go. I don't know what the deal is with that. But the other event, the other bracket that they had was the Harvard Westlake and Salesian bracket. Harvard Westlake was Open Division champ, and they were looking like they were going to run through the whole bracket. They had a tough time against Clovis North. They won 76-73, beat Santa Margarita 61-51, and then lost to Salesian, team from Upper North California, lost to them 56-53. So Salesian, I think the last time I seen them play was back in like 2012. They had Jabari Bird, and they won the CIF championship up there. So Salesian they have good coaches, they have a good staff, so doesn't surprise me that they got players. But it was really cool to get teams from Northern California, Southern California, and San Diego to all compete in what seemed like 15 gyms in Orange County, just to kind of like get the lay of what's going on with basketball and out here, and to get the games in front of scouts and coaches. I believe it was a bunch of coaches that made the whole event. Let's see. I heard about what some of the big name teams going to. Let's go back to the Section 7. Section 7, I'm going to have some people there. Oh, wait. Let's see. I was signing up some people right now for Section 7. Okay, so let me. Sometimes the teams, they say they're going, but they don't go. So I'm just going through their Twitter right now to figure out which teams are really going to Section 7. It's a really good event, man. Like, I went to it last year, and it was crazy. That was nice. What I think of AJ and Zoom Diallo transferring to Prolific. Dude, I don't know how Prolific does it, but they get it done, dude. They get guys. Ever since what's the guy's name? Number 1 player, Josh Jackson. They got him a long time ago. So they've been getting guys. They got a good recruiter, something like that. Even when they had Jalen Green, that was wild. Boys qualifier, boys weekend. Okay, so I think I need to go to boys weekend. All right, so okay, this is where I see the big dogs at. All right, so we got Basha, Arizona. Basha's good basketball and football. Bishop Gorman, Bishop O'Dowd, Campbell Hall, Clovis North, Clovis West, Corona Centennial will be in there. Crossroads will be in there. I know they're not, Desert Pines, Desert Mountain, Etowanda, Harvard Westlake, Heritage Christian, Iolani, Hawaii will be there. No, I'm not done. We're updating about Section 7 right now. It's my wife in the background. Hey, wife. La Mirada, Las Vegas, Jesuit. That's cool. Iolani's going. Iolani's got some. They got some players. JJ Mandequit. I like him. He's on Team USA. Linwood is going. Let's see if Jason Crow plays. Maricosa's going. Your boy's old high school. Notre Dame Sherman Oaks. Pinnacle. Rancho Cucamonga. Redondo Union. Rolling Hills. So the majority of the teams from Cali are going. There's not really any East Coast teams going. It's mainly over here on the West Coast. Yeah. So that's something that's I'm really excited to bring you guys. So you're gonna see some Section 7 coming up, and then after that, it's gonna be the Top 100 camp. I believe that's going on. When is Top 100 camp going on? Because we got approved for that. 100 Top 100 camp will be from June 26th to July 1st. So, oh yeah, St. John Bosco is going to be dangerous. Yeah, definitely, especially with the guys they have. Elsie Harrington leading the charge. Yeah, they're going to be really good. So we'll see the 26th through the 1st of July. So it's like the whole week. Holy Toledo. So the 26th to the 1st. So right after you guys get all this footage that I'm going to drop from Section 7 and Boys California Live, you're going to get Top 100 camp. And then after that, it's going to be Peach Jam. Dude, we're not stopping with the basketball. So I really appreciate you guys watching. I just want to talk some basketball just because I haven't done live in a while. And I know it's a big topic, the NBA draft. I love this time of year. It's one of my favorite times of the year. More so the NFL draft, because a lot of these NBA guys, Coach T knows them. I know. Quick 11, we know we put you guys on a good showcase, get the country to see you. And it's your guys' day, whoever's showing up, getting drafted. So I'm going to get out. I got a belt testing for my son to get to, eat my Subway sandwich. Message me on here, watch the videos, Instagram, TikTok. I'm actually going to do a documentary on one of my favorite players going to modern day. He's a young kid, and that'll be on the channel too. So guys, stay up, enjoy the rest of your day. It's sunny out here in LA, thank God, and have a blessed one, y'all. Peace.